Oh, I think we're about to ruffle some feathers. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, absolutely. My name's Paul. This is Milehouse Studios. Welcome back. It's a bit of an unusual video this week. I'm going to ruffle some feathers and I'm going to fucking give you a rant, all right? I'll swear a bit, so if you're not keen on that, that's fine. You can go and watch some more wholesome reviewers. There's lots of them out there. I've got a custom shop telly kindly loaned to me from Andertons. I can't believe they loaned it to me, but I must be a man of integrity, at least on the surface. And a classic vibe that I've bought for myself. I should have had a discount on that, but I fucked it around a little bit. So I paid full wallop, 400 rupees, British pounds. That's £3,700. And I want to know what is the difference, because it makes no sense to me. So anyway, let's get them down on the bench. Here we go. Right, this video, just so you know, I don't think a custom shop telly is worth it. Right, that's my opinion. It's just an opinion. Should you care about my opinion or any other prick on the internet? Absolutely not. It's just a div making videos about divvy things. All right, that's fine. None of this is serious. Calm yourselves down. I know that people love custom shop stuff this year. Oh, it's very delicious. This channel, really, I'm more of a champion for making these ones play as good as these ones. It's not the same. It's not the same. They'll never be the same. They've got differences, like most of us. But I'm here to tell you that me, and not just me, tens of thousands of guitar makers and techs around the world can make that outshine that. And to be fair, with a few little tools and some skills, most of you who are mainly owners of these, not these, can make that a fucking worldie. And that's what we're going to do, right? No bullshittery. Let's get a few analogies out there, because people are idiots. I know that a £60,000 Tesla is faster and arguably more comfortable and quiet and better than a Ferrari that's £200,000. But it's not a Ferrari. People want a Ferrari because they want a big red shiny sports car with a badge on that says Ferrari. Fair play. If you can afford that one, Dave, you're obviously a very successful dentist, and fucking fair play to you, all right? My Garmin watch is better than a £5,000 Rolex, but it's not a Rolex. And people like collecting watches because they like stuff. They like things, they like brand names, they like the ethos that comes with it, the kudos, whatever the fuck DOS you want. I know that people like stuff. Yep. People love custom shop. It is a custom shop. If opening up a guitar case and having that symbol on it makes you want to touch yourself and produce a little bit of man cream, then fair play to you. I'm not making this video to argue with you. You do you. But for the 98.725% of people that have got classic vibes, this video is really for you, because I'm going to show you that that's a fucking worldie. The biggest sum up for me as a guitar maker, when I make a custom guitar, I haven't got one of mine. Oh, here we go. If I'm making a guitar of my own, here's one that I'm doing at the minute. Yeah, made out of some ancient tree from local to me, and it's got stuff on it and 1,000-year-old bog oak fretboards and stuff. When it leaves my workshop, those frets are perfect. Level, recrowned, polished, as perfect as I can make a fret. That, for me, is 95% of a guitar's playability. The neck and the frets. This doesn't matter a fuck. This is art. This is just whatever. I care about the weight. I care about what it looks like. But the frets are the most important thing. And the setup, right? It's not complicated. Now, as soon as I learned, with a bit of internet sleuthery, that you can all do yourselves, Fender Custom Shop guitars for £3,800 do not come with manually levelled frets. They are pressed in. They are as level as they are off the spool. To make these perfect, they both need the same work, the same cost, the same labour. They need a fret level, recrown and polish to make them perfect. You can make these good players, and this a good player. They might be out of the box. That's a luck game. just by a good setup without touching the frets. You could get them 95% of the way there, but perfection means level frets, all right? And no amount of tapping or wanking around is going to achieve that. Fascinating, isn't it? Now let's talk about some differences. There are some differences in these guitars. I'm not as stupid as I look, which is right up there on the scale. This is a flat sawn maple neck. That is also a flat sawn maple neck. This neck is no doubt made from a bit of maple that was grown in Asia. This is rock maple from North America, I think. I'm pretty sure. Rock maple in North America is a harder maple. There is that. That's a fact. However, does it make a difference? No, because what I can also tell you is that Asian maple is still harder than most species of mahogany and limber, carina, and all those other neck choices that Gibson use on their necks. The defining factor of strength in your neck comes from the truss rod, all right? Nothing else. Carbon fibre don't do fucking anything, all right? It's the biggest sales gimmick coming. Oh, it makes it more stable. Does it fuck?
Don't even care.
If you've got carbon fibre in a neck made of the hardest rock maple or even wenge, if you're from the 90s, you can still adjust the forward bow or back bow with a simple turn of the truss rod, all right? So if you can do that, it negates everything else. So that's a little bit of info from me, the guitar maker. That's your friend. What that's made of doesn't really matter quite so much. You can also ask yourself, is an Asian maple neck which is quarter sawn stronger than an American maple neck which is flat sawn? The questions are endless, aren't they? And you will never know the answers because, like me, you can't know everything, all right? It's an interesting conversation at the pub, but when it translates to a comment section, it turns into twats at war, doesn't it? That's what the internet is. The comment section is satire doesn't work and discussions don't generally work. People disagree and it just looks horrible and it never gets to any, it's like a holy war. No one knows how it started and it will never fucking finish. So don't bother yourselves, all right? It's fine. I pick a guitar because I love the look of it. That's what you walk into a shop, you see a guitar, you pick up the one you love. You don't walk around a guitar shop going, oh, well, have we got any, yeah, I'm only after an Indonesian maple neck. Just fuck off, no one does that. This is a pine body. It's like a 50s recreation, so it's a pine body. I really don't care what a body's made out of on an electric guitar. You can punish me in the comments. If you think it affects your tone, whether it's made of two-piece alder like this, or pine, or whether that's a more faithful recreation to a 50s, because this is supposed to be a 50s no-caster, swings and roundabouts, don't really matter a fuck. This has got twisted telly pickups in it, and I think that's a 51 no-caster pickup. They are actually amazing. Here's another one. These are Squire pickups, which are made of Alnikovs. Fucking fill your boots. How many wines has it got? They're also brilliant. I love a Squire pickup. They're actually voiced by Fender. Brilliant. Loads of people swap out the pickups in their Squires. You really ain't got to. The neck pickup on a Squire Strat is absolute juice. Love it. These have both got teeny tiny vintage style frets. They've both got the split head tuners. One says Fender on it. And one doesn't say anything on it. Does that matter a fuck? No, these feel great. And they change the pitch of the string. Lovely. This has got a lovely Fender bridge with brass saddles. This has got a much cheaper bridge with silver saddles. I do prefer a brass saddle, but you can swap them out. You can buy Wilkinson ones for about, I don't know, a tenner. Does a Wilkinson bridge sound better than a Fender patent pending bridge? No, it doesn't. All right, get that out, you Swede. That's a load of shit. We're going to move on to actually working on this in a minute. I'm not going to touch that. I might adjust the saddles and get the string heights the same that I like. I want to set these up so they feel similar, but I'm not working on the frets of this because it's a loner. All right, I'm just going to adjust these Allen keys. That's all I'm doing. And in my mind, a custom shop guitar, you shouldn't have to do anything other than that. A setup's perfectly fine. That's reasonable. I don't expect a guitar to arrive perfectly set up. That's a proper bit of luck. But I don't think I should have to work on the frets. And I'm not going to because that's got to be resold. I'm going to touch that with cloth gloves. Not the sort of gloves I touch myself with in the cellar.
Come again?
This one, I am going to make it as best I can. Absolutely I am going to, because I think that's where the real money shot is. So I'm going to take him up with me on Friday. I'm going to go and have a weekend in London with Mrs. Richards. Here's a little clip just to prove it happened. Very nice Christmas markets. Got no money left. But we're going to make this as best we can. So for the minute, I'm going to put this back in the spaff case and just not even look at it because I don't want to ding it in any way, shape or form. It is very nice. Custom shop cases are delicious. Let's get that out there, absolutely. Right, so let's have a little look at this. I'm just gonna read off some differences of the guitars. This is more homework than I've ever done for a video. I don't do research, who gives a shit about that really? They've both got flat saw necks. They're from different areas of the world. Fight amongst yourselves, whether that matters a fuck to you. I don't really care. Twisted Telly pickups, Squire pickups, blah, blah, blah. They've both got 1046s. They've both got a 9.5 radius. They've both got bone nuts. They've both got nickel hardware. One of them comes with a lovely case. They've both got split tuners. One is 3,599 pesos and the other one is 399 pesos. That is a percentage of that one.
You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
It's like fucking 12% in it, something like, I don't know. I didn't get the calculator right. This one's got a poly finish, that one's got a nitro finish. So the differences in materials, an expensive pickup versus a cheap pickup, material-wise, if you and I were going to go and buy those materials, it's like dollars, pounds. It's not a lot at all. Expensive bridge over a posh bridge, you know, 50 quid difference, maybe. Expensive potentiometers over cheap ones. A few quid each. Tenner, say. A better switch. The tuners might be slightly better in them. They might be manufactured to better tolerance. I don't know. Materials wise between those two guitars, if you were going to buy all the bits for that and all the bits for that, I reckon I could probably buy most of that for maybe 250 quid using the channels I use. I could buy all the bits for that for probably 400. So, but cost of materials is not part of the equation at all. None at all. So anyway, that's the homework finished. Let's move on to doing a bit of work on this thing, shall we? First thing I'll do when I get a guitar on the bench, if you're new, basically, lots of donated guitars come here and I'll turn them into great players. And I'll just show people that with a bit of skill and a bit of knowledge, that crappy Yamaha Pacifica that you've been battling on for 30 years can be just as good as a USA Strat with a decent setup and a bit of love, all right? And some of that, you can get a lot of that way yourself without worrying about it fucking exploding. So this has got a mountain of relief in the neck. Guitars come with what we call safety setups. The nut will be cut a little bit higher than most of us would like, or it could go. The action will be a little bit higher, the neck will have a little bit more relief, right? So that out of the box, it strums and there's no buzzing because people shit their pants if a string buzzes. So they try to avoid that. That initial strum or play makes or breaks whether a guitar goes back. So they edge their bets, all right? There's no mystery about that, but you can make it way better. Now a low action isn't necessarily what people want all the time. My magic numbers are 1.6 mil on the low E at the 12th fret and 1.4 mil at the high E. I set up every instrument that leaves my shop to those numbers, give or take 0.05 of a mil. If you can feel that difference, you're obviously phenomenal on a bean. Well done you. So let's have a little look. Let's adjust the neck using Alan. There he is. He's in every video. That's Alan, and by the way, I'm imagining that the thumbnail for this and the title is probably going to attract some different people to the channel than the regulars that normally watch. Hello regulars, special wave. We've got a wonderful community here. The comment section is phenomenal. People look out for each other. Don't be a twat in my comment section, all right? Because you will be reprimanded on Instagram by the wolves. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten this neck out. What we call a queef of relief. I can just about tickle a 0.05 feeler gauge under that ruler. And what that equates to is a little bit of daylight. That's all. We're not going to go into how I'm doing everything today. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. Then I'll do it with the speediest of speedy uppies so that you can fucking concentrate on something that's longer than a TikTok video, which most of the fucking mungos watch these days. God, I hate TikTok. Shocking. So we've done that. Let's have a little look at the height of the nut. In you come, Dave. This is a StewMac nut depth gauge. You can use it for the 12th fret and the nut. Some people say you can't use it for the 12th fret, but some people say all sorts of fucking wanky stuff. I don't care what some people say. This is amazing. I was recommended that by Matt at Texas Toast. Go and watch Texas Toast channel because that geezer will just tell you as it is as well. That is the absolute goal for consistency for setting up guitars. Gold standard. Never found a better tool. And Stu Mac hate me because I use swear words, but I'll still press that. It's phenomenal. Their tools are great. Right, the guitar's in tune, and I'm going to check my nut height at the first. We're looking for less than 0.5. 0.45, 0.42, 0.55, 0.45. Got a bit of a zingy zingerson there. Let's check it at the 12. 1.4 on the low E. That's very low. It's lower than I would possibly like. 1.6 on the high E. So basically this bridge is set opposite to what I'd like. Out of the box, you might not know what you're looking at. I think the low E needs to come up 0.2 and the high E needs to go down 0.2. So I'm going to do that quickly. And I'm also going to use this one, which is a radius card. This is a 9.5 radius. That's a 9.5. And I'm going to make sure that the radius of my strings is 9.5. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to do. See you in 1 second.
A few moments later.
Sorry about the glasses. Eyesight, 44 years of age. 44? Is that all you say? Oh no, I look ancient. So here's some common issues with tellies, all right? Telly bridges always need to be yanked back to fucking last week to get the intonation correct. And also this one's only got 1 string tree. It needs 2. I've got buzzing from these 2 strings because I haven't got enough break angle over the nut. The nut is also a little bit sticky and not cut particularly well. The heights are fine, but it needs a little bit of lube, right? Don't we all, as we get on a bit? So you can see here that when my D string is in tune, I fret it on the 12th, she's high. So this needs to yank back that way. Sadly, quite often, it's more than you'd want. When I build a custom telly, I actually fit my bridges about 2 or 3 mil further back, which is a pain in the ass because all telly pick guards come with the same size knot, but the intonation's better and your saddles aren't kicked and your screws aren't sticking up. It's just a better feeling, all right? I'll just run through the intonation quickly and we'll just see what that does to the saddles. But again, this is something you can do yourself, all right? It's not the end of the world. All we've done is use a screwdriver and an Allen key. We've not touched any of the fucking important bits. So there you go, we're now intonated. These are just plain old barrel saddles, all right? One telly upgrade that I think is well worth it is a set of pre-intonated saddles. Whether or not you like brass or steel, it don't really matter. You get titanium ones if you want. But pre-intonated will just give you a slightly better intonation, but actually you can get them so close that the human ear will not detect the difference, all right? It's slightly better. It's really cheap, like a fucking tenner. It's not going to affect the fucking price of fish that much, but it's good fun. Right, so we're intonated, we're in tune, and I've got the action set how I want. 1.6, 1.4. The radius of my strings is bang on. The next upgrade that this needs, because I've got a really horrible twangy noise coming from the D and the G string because there's not enough break angle. Now you can buy, that's not a contraceptive, this is roller string trees from Geiker. You can get these, whether you put a roller string tree in, that's debatable, I think they're better. But definitely we're going to put rollers in and we're going to put 2 in because break angle on these strings is imperative to stop that nasty buzz. What you will require is a 1.5mm drill bit and a fucking index finger. There you go, 2 roller string trees. Piece of piss that took minutes. Now personally, I think when guitars come from the factory, because everything's automated, the height of a nut slot is something that I do mark a manufacturer down on. It's got to be close. If it's really high, when you fret a chord, the guitar's going to go out of tune. It's going to be a bag of shit. Don't matter how good you are. Now, nut slot files are fucking expensive, isn't they? Even though they cost less than most of the cheap guitars you've got hanging on the wall that you've got too many of, people don't buy them. They think 100 quid on a set of them. You can make all of your guitars a million times better, right? Whether a nut is plastic or bone, it doesn't really matter. But the height of a nut is very important. Now also, a lubricated nut is massively important. My nuts are quite smooth, so not normally in need of lubrication. In-house joke, couldn't help myself. Dildo in the cupboard as well. Don't ask me why. So we're going to put a little bit of nut sauce in. Dario did send me theirs, which looks a bit more like semen, but I'm going to use this up because I can't find it. Sorry, Luke. Send me another tube. Now, I did notice some binding in the nut when I was tuning, and normally a bit of lube is going to help it out. Again, not an expensive fix. Right, now I've done all that, That's something you can do on the dining room table, innit? It's not the end of the world. Bit of lubrication. Some people would just use a bit of graphite from a pencil. There's no lead in pencils. No need to comment. Everyone knows. They've all known since the 70s. And I don't think there ever was any lead in a pencil. It's just a common misconception. And if you've commented it, I guarantee 50 other people have done in the comments as well. So there you go. You're not that fucking clever, Trevor. All right?
Wow.
Have I got any really shit frets? There's another classic vibe on this channel. I can't remember if I bought it new or it was used, but the frets were piss poor, awful. And it is luck of the draw, all right? I can only look at the guitar in front of me. This one is very, very good. They're scratchier than a motherfucker, but we can rectify that fairly easily. Come over here, Dave. The weather is horrendous, so well done for DJI if you can't hear the rain, because it is fucking pissing down out there. Now, I'm going to take these strings off and I'm going to restring them. Why? Because I think you should always do that when you get a new guitar. It doesn't matter if it's a Squire, whatever. If it's been in a box for a long time, if it's a cheap string, it makes a massive difference. So bin the shit strings. I'm going to put on my favourite strings, which is MYXLs. Thank you to Dario. I'm a paid shill, and but they are brilliant. And so, yeah, fuck it. Who cares about that? Cut these bad boys off. They are crafty. Look, that's a piss take on a D'Addario string. Who are you trying to fool, you bastards? Surely that's trademarked. Now I've got the strings off. There's two things I'm going to do. I'm going to check how level these frets are, and then I'm going to shine them up to within an inch of their lives, and I'm going to make them super, super lovely. The fret ends are extremely good, all right? And I would normally put a bit of a roll on a fretboard. It's a high gloss fretboard, and I hate glossy necks. I really do. This is already quite rolled. It doesn't really need a lot, so I'm going to be a little bit careful, and I don't actually need to do anything to the fret ends. They're not bad at all. But we can get Phil to give them a quick wank. Oh, God, they're so great. There you go. Phil thought they were fucking great. Special wave, Phil. What's that, Phil? Stop wanking off frets. Sorry, mate. Let's have a little look and see if we've got any, what we call in the trade, a cheeky rocker. This is not a how-to video today, it's what I do video. If you want to see how this all happens, go and watch some other videos. Massive rock. Which there always is on the second fret, always. And quite often with the gloss, it might not tap down. Right, there's rockers all over this. So here's where this video is going to differ a little bit. If you want to watch a fret level and recrown, I'll cover it in lots of older videos. I can't tell you what ones. You'll have to watch them all. It's a lottery, and I might get rich on your 0.04 pence for the view. Thank you very much for that, by the way. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. It all fucking helps, doesn't it? I'm going to do a fret level and recrown on this because they don't respond too well with tapping because of the gloss neck and all that sort of stuff. And I want this guitar, the whole point of this is to make this as perfect as I can. If you want that custom shop that's down there on the floor being all safe, if you want that perfect, you've got to do all this same stuff, all right? So don't think, oh, look at all the work you've got to do on the cheap one. They both require the same. If you want perfection and if you like a low action, and I think every guitar really needs to be worked on so it can achieve that low action, even if that's not your preference. That will still make it perfect. And perfection is the aim of the game. I'm going to turn the cameras off, and I'll see you in a minute when I've got some shiny, level, wonderful frets. I'm going to watch the telly in the meantime, because it's fucking mind-numbing else, isn't it? Right, so work all done. Didn't take long at all. Fret level, recrown and polish. It is 12:39. I started filming this video at like 10 AM. 2.5 hours, I've filmed a load of waffly crap. I've done a full fret level recrown and polish. We've set her up 1.6, 1.4. New D'Addario strings. It's an absolute singer. It's going to be lovely. Let's take it downstairs. I'm going to give it a brief demo. I apologise in advance. Every time I do a demo, right, I've figured out on this journey that to be a better guitar player, I need to do tech work on lots of varied guitars because the knowledge is invaluable, and setting up a guitar perfectly and consistently has just brought me on leaps and bounds for guitar making. And I also endeavour to be a better player. I do practice a lot more. I've got some decent setup downstairs. I can be loud. And I do practice guitar more because I think if you can't play guitar and you're a guitar maker, it's a bit like a chef who don't taste his own fucking food. It's weird, isn't it? So I do practice guitar. I'm still not a great player. And every time I do a demo, don't matter what I say, someone will comment, oh, that's a really good demo, Beans. I enjoyed that. Beans is short for albino, by the way. Term of endearment. Better than Fat Whitey. And there'll always be another comment that says, your demos are shit. You should cut your fingers off and go back to building sheds. I had that one the other week. I think it's here. Wanker. Never mind. You can't please everyone. And like me, I'll please fucking very little. Let's go and give her a demo. I'll see you in a second. Right, so there you go. I actually really enjoyed that. It's a Squire pickups for me are always absolute winners. I'm not going to demo that one on the channel. If you want to see the comparison between the two of these, we'll get the opinion of some varied musicians, people that really count. So go and watch the Andertons video because I'm taking them up there Friday, and I'll get them to play them in the studio and I can have a nice cup of coffee, although it is instant, but we can't mark that down, can we? Yeah, we can. Get a fucking coffee machine in, innit? There's no excuse. Bean to cup all the way. Oat milk latte if you want to be a pretentious twat. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Make sure you subscribe. Check you're still subscribed. If you think you're subscribed, but you might not be because YouTube's weird. And because I'm a little bit blasé, a little bit cutting edge, sometimes people get unsubscribed. No one knows why. It's a mystery. The mystery of the world. Special wave, everyone. Happy New Year. I think this is a New Year thing. Don't know. I've enjoyed that. This is for sale now. It's $3.99 on Andertons and it came with a free reverb pedal. Woo! So this is also $3.99 plus postage, but it's at a full fret level and recrown. I'll stick the pedal in and I might even touch it with me tip. See you later, everyone. That was horrendous. Enjoy the clip at the end of my video. There's always a funny clip. Watch to the end. The Andertons video is linked after mine. Lovely.
Me cago en la hostia, cago en 10, me cago en la madre todo.
I'm hanging over the edge. Babe, sorry. Oh, babe. Okay. Stop. Damn. Oh my God.